Let me grab my drinky drink here. Let me charge my phone real quick. Hold on. My phone is like dying. Hell yeah. Well, it's at like 46%.
Oh, mine's at like 58, bitch. Today.
No, that's real.
What you drinking?
I'm having a rum and coke tonight. Rum and coke zero.
Hey, you know what? To keep up with the Jimmy Buffett themes. Sorry, I gotta cut out that swear word.
Oh, hey, we're recording. Okay, welcome everybody.
I am drinking Land Shark Lager.
Land Shark Lager.
By Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville.
Oh, interesting. Okay. How is it?
A little more flavorless than Bud Light. I don't know how they did it, but...
Oh, so it's less flavorful.
Yeah, it's just basically, think Miller High Life, but without any of the kick in the pants. Like, there's really no flavor there. You can basically knock these back like slightly bread-flavored water.
Oh, it's like really, really light beer. Okay, yeah, so it's like Coors Light almost, if you've had that.
Yeah, I've had Coors Light, and somehow that has more flavor than this.
Oh, that's not good. Are these at least cheap or no?
Like $10.99 a 6-pack, so I don't know.
Then you might as well just go with the Miller or the well, not the Bud. I don't buy Bud anymore. I know a lot of them are owned by a lot of the beer brands are owned by the same conglomerates and all that sort of shit, all that capitalistic bullshit. But I don't buy from Bud Light. I don't buy specifically Bud Light because not because of them advertising with Dylan Mulvaney, but like what they did to her afterwards, like how they just left her in the dust, ignored her, didn't really come out to defend her or anything. It was fucked up. But anyway.
Yeah, because that's a bunch of bullshit. Like, like they try something new and innovative, and then they just drop her at the first chance to leave her to the sharks, then try and save their own fucking company. Like,
first sign of trouble, yeah, they drop her ass because there was a lot of like exaggerated hatred that was outlandish and like that was real reactionary from people who just hated the fact that she was just trans.
Which is so fucked up because like I guarantee the same people who have like issues with trans people know like only 10 of them on Twitter. Like there's really not a whole lot they actually know in their lives that actually personally affect them. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly, yeah. And then it's like also like...
And even then, it's just a judge of character on how, like, they affect them. Like, their lifestyle does not fucking matter because they're living their best fucking life and you don't have to butt your fucking nose in it. That's...
Yeah, Dylan Mulvaney's being a queen right now. And she's kind of bad. Anyway. So...
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, man. But no, I'm drinking some rum and coke because I had some leftover... I have some Coke cans in my fridge and I was just like, fuck it. And I finished all of my Baja Blast before I could use it. Because I got Taco Bell tonight. I got a Crunch Wrap and a taco. And that Crunch Wrap was indeed supreme. That was very good. Oh my god. Nice. I want another one, but I'm also full. So anyway, I got a Baja Blast. And what I usually do is I'll take the rum and I'll put it in the Baja Blast. It's a really nice one. It's like a tropical kind of drink, kind of vibe.
Yeah.
It's like a redneck La Paloma, I'd probably call it.
Well, see, now I gotta, go to Rouse before I head up to you for our England trip and get some Baja Blast, because they actually have it in cans there. I remember, anyways. It might have changed, but we shall see. I get that, and some good rum. Not Bacardi, but something different. Maybe Mount Gay, because we're both fucking gay as shit, but...
Indeed. Bacardi's not bad. It's cheap. I use it. Oh, really good... cheap rum is the rum of the gods from Trader Joe's.
Oh yeah.
I usually get the dark rum, not the white rum.
But see, I feel like dark rum or even gold rum would go really well with like Mountain Dew Baja Blast because then you still get that rum flavor along with the incredible Baja power.
I found that like Sailor Jerry's is really good with Baja Blast. Yeah, it's got the spices and stuff, and it's got the tropical flavor of the Baja.
Yeah, see, I have a love-hate relationship with spiced rum because it's technically not rum; it's a liqueur, like Jägermeister or Southern Comfort. So
wait, is Jaeger a rum or like a rum-based liqueur?
No. So there's hardcore spirits like that have different categories. Okay, like there is like gin, there is rum, there is vodka, there's tequila. The qualifications for all those is mainly ingredients that separates each and every one of them as their own different style of making the same basic thing. But
making a hard liquor, yeah.
But a hard liquor has to be like 40% and up, okay? Mm-hmm. If it's less than 40%, if it's like around the 35 range, then it is a liqueur. It's more of a mixer or something you have beforehand, like with dinner or something.
Oh, I see. Okay, so like anything, and so that would have to make it also 80 proof for it to be a hard liquor. Yeah.
Exactly. That is why Jägermeister, Southern Comfort, and spiced rum fall into the same category because they're all around 35%.
Oh, so Jaeger's a liqueur. It's like a licorice liqueur. Yeah.
Exactly, because it's not super hard. It's just made with a lot of like spices and whatnot. But if I were to
But
compare
it
it to
still gets you drunk if the need arises.
true, but if I were to compare it to any spirit, it's kind of like a blend between like a pot still rum like Myers and
Hmm.
probably like a base level gin because of all of its herbal notes.
Uh-huh.
Southern Comfort is just basically sweet whiskey. Like you can basically drink it like wine. It's actually kind of scary.
No, totally.
Yeah.
Damn. That's interesting. I did not know that. This educates me today.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I have just straight liquor in my freezer. I've got well, I get no. Kahlua is a coffee liqueur because it's like under that 40%, like you said.
Exactly.
Uh,
And it's a fantastic mixer. It literally goes well with everything. It's like the cool dude at a party. It just gets along with everybody.
yeah, Kahlua is a very good mixer. It's I mean,
Yeah.
like you can make a lot of coffee-based drinks with that, which is nice. Yeah, but the Baja Blast thing, I discovered that with the rum in college. I think I first started with tequila, but rum I think works better.
I think so because it's also a spirit distilled from sugarcane. That's what actually qualifies it as rum. I
Oh,
love how this is turning into literally a whole like spirit educational channel right now.
which is good. We need to educate the masses who can legally drink in their respective countries. So,
Yeah.
no underage drinking on the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. We do not condone that at all. All right?
Well,
9 to
well,
5
you and I are
boys, we
full
shame
for
you if you're underage and you're drinking.
That's like not good, man. That's no bueno.
No.
You and I are actually both almost 30 at this point, which is kind of crazy to think about.
I know. No,
'Cause you turn 28 next year, right?
I do, yeah. And I know exactly what I want for my birthday. It's the most cursed fucking thing, but I need to get it because it is so funny. It is
What is it?
Jimmy Buffett Margaritaville themed Crocs. They are an actual thing. I will put the picture up in post production. You have to see it, viewers. It's so fucking cursed.
That's that's like the 7-Eleven Crocs, and those are kind of gas. But
Well, now I have to look those up. Fuck.
have you seen the Shrek Crocs, dude? They've got the Shrek Crocs. They're crazy.
They're coming out with a new pair of Crocs too, and they are cowboy boots, and they look so fucking dumb.
Crocs are just a comfy ass. They're a comfy and fun shoe to wear, but there's still some shame in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But anyways, back to spirits because we're still
Yes,
talking about it.
spirits.
Rum is distilled from sugarcane. It's a long history in how that happened, but basically, you can blame Christopher Columbus for this one. He was moving all kinds of shit across the world, and he managed
You're
to
doing a lot of
introduce.
fucked up shit.
He did do a lot of fucked up shit. However, he did introduce sugarcane to the Caribbeans, and they quickly learned that you can actually distill this into a hard spirit, and they got pretty damn good at it pretty damn fast.
Hmm.
So, by
Yeah,
like
the art of making alcohol is it's a time old tradition among humans, man.
100%. That's
Humans love
actually,
getting drunk.
in fact, one of the oldest beer brands in the world is Paulaner Salvatore, and it's been the same original recipe since 1634. And it was invented by monks because they literally had nothing to do during Lent when they were giving up something special, so they just
Hmm.
brewed beer in their free time.
That's real. Religious
Yeah.
dudes brewing beer? Hell yeah.
It's a great fucking beer, too. Like, there's a reason why it hasn't changed in, like, nearly 400 years.
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, so by the late 1700s, by the time, like,
Mhm.
America was, like, at its peak just before the Revolution, like, the founding fathers were drinking fucking rum on the daily, alongside
Mhm.
cider as well as, like, ale.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
I don't know much about gin other than the fact that it's basically like very herbal, usually made with like juniper berries. So
That's what I was gonna say. It's juniper. Yeah.
hence the strong herbal taste. And some other people like play around with that a lot, add like actual tea leaves to the distillation, so it adds like an interesting twist on it.
Mm-hmm. Totally. Some blend to it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Gin is a very floral liquor to drink, and like so when you get a G&T, for instance, you have enough flavor from the gin that the tonic water just kind of adds some like bubbliness to it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I invented I did my own spin on a gin, or no, not a gin, a vodka tonic, and I used lime wedges, or no, lemon wedges instead of lime wedges.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, if you can't tell, I'm a little buzzed right now.
Nah, I bet that's real. How many of those Jimmy Buffett beers have you had? Damn it!
This is my third one right now.
Oh, okay, you're getting a little tipsy. You're getting a little tipsy.
Yeah. Well, and I had like what 3 hours ago, like two Black Russians. So yeah.
Oh yeah, you're like up there. You're definitely
Yeah.
you're getting drunk a little bit, but that's fine by me. I
I'm
love
embracing our Lord and Savior, Jimmy Buffett. All right.
Jimmy Buffett. Just get drunk.
Exactly. He'd be very proud of me as he's enjoying a cheeseburger in paradise.
Exactly. Get drunk and eat cheeseburgers.
Exactly. And waste away in Margaritaville.
Well, getting drunk and getting hot dogs, dude, like is like the street hot dogs, bro, from the fucking vendors who like have the carts with just the fucking trays and stuff, man. That is an unbeatable experience.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
After like a music show or like a ball game or something, man, or like a night at the bar, it's like, oh my god, that's like a godsend, dude.
See,
Shout
it's
out to
funny.
those-
That's how I sell Cal Poly Gold at Firestone Walker. I just tell them like, if you want like a perfect stadium beer, like something with a Nathan's hot dog while enjoying a ball game,
Mhm.
preferably the Dodgers, have a Cal Poly Gold. It's so
Oh, right,
perfect.
because you guys are SoCal, yeah. So you gotta vote the Dodgers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we almost haggled the guy because he had like a Giants jersey in the store, so that was fun.
That's rad.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it's a great brew. What was I fucking talking about way earlier?
We were talking about gin. We left
Right.
off on gin.
Right. A great gin, if you ever want to get into gin, viewers, if you're old enough to drink, Gunpowder Irish Gin. One of the best fucking gins on the planet, I swear to God.
That's a strong name, Gunpowder Irish Gin.
It's actually not made from actual gunpowder, it's made from gunpowder tea.
Of course.
Yeah. But it's very good. It's smooth, flavorful, it's perfect in every way. You can just drink it on the rocks, it's totally fine. You could also use it for drink mixing, however, it's a $45, $46 bottle of gin you're using for drink mixing, so keep that in mind, viewers, if you're a baller on a budget like us.
Yeah, you use the cheap stuff for mixing, and the expensive stuff you drink, like on occasion,
Yeah.
maybe with something in there. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, that's why I would, kick myself if I ever use, like, Dead Guy whiskey for, like, mixing something in a drink, because it's an almost $50 bottle of whiskey, and I feel like this is something I should just enjoy neat, because it's amazing. If I ever want to use whiskey for drink mixing, probably Buffalo Trace, or at the very, very least, bottom shelf quality stuff, but still pretty decent for the price you're paying. Jim Beam. That's just me personally.
Jim Beam's a good mixer whiskey, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not much on whiskeys. I usually but I'm not much of a whiskey drinker, but my go-to drink at the bar is a whiskey sour because it's such a known one, so I'm just like, oh, it's easy, and they just give it to me, yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not the biggest fan of Jack Daniels, but I will say it has slowly grown on me as like a good drink mixer, so yeah.
Totally.
Especially with Captain Morgan's rum, it's actually pretty fire, not gonna lie.
Nice, man. Yeah, what have I been doing recently myself? I have like a $15 bottle of tequila that I've been using.
Which brand is it?
I'll just send you the bottle later. I can't remember it off the life of me. It was some brand I saw on Target. The price tag read like $14. I was like, okay, sweet. And so I've been using that. It's not bad. It's definitely very smoky. But I used it with some cheap margarita mixer, so it kind of like washes down the hatch easier.
Yeah.
And then I also get like those high noons, those like seltzers with like the liquor in them, like tequila or like vodka is usually one of the ones. Those things are good. They're really flavorful. They've got like real fruit juice. So like I bought a variety pack that has like lime, strawberry, grapefruit, and passion fruit. And I'm most excited for the passion fruit. The passion fruit sounds good.
Yeah, I think passion fruit anything is almost always good, especially if you do it right.
Yeah, but I've also had their grapefruit, which is a really good flavor. I don't think I've had their strawberry. I've had their lime, and I never like lime seltzers. They're not like great. But so these are pretty much tequila sodas with like a little bit of fruit juice in them.
Makes sense. I think like the only best like lime seltzer is probably the Corona Blackberry Lime Seltzer, but even then, it feels still pretty fucking artificial, but at least it's balanced out with blackberry. So
Oh yeah, I've not had those Corona or the Bud Light seltzers. What's the other seltzer they have? Doesn't Mike's Hard have a seltzer now? I think.
I would not be surprised. I know fucking Sunny D has like a vodka seltzer.
Oh, that's the dude. I was walking in Safeway and I like passed the alcohol section and I saw a 4-pack of like Sunny D. What are you doing over here? And then I was like, oh, this contains alcohol. Oh shit, that's kind of nuts. That's like pretty much a screwdriver, isn't it? What's it mixed with? It's like Sunny D and vodka.
Sunny D and vodka. So yeah, you are
So
correct.
it's a screwdriver.
It's
Yeah.
basically a screwdriver with like maybe a splash of club soda for the bubbles. But yeah,
That's
Uh,
like that's
yeah.
like if you come out with a thing of like you get Capri Sun and tequila, like
do
which
not.
would kind of a gas.
You know what? Do not put that fucking out there because I guarantee you someone out there is gonna try it and it's gonna be the
Capri
new fucking
Sun,
thing.
yeah, Capri Suns are gonna do with it, and they're even gonna come in the pouches. It'll be sick. That'd be kind of dope, dude. I'd buy the fuck out of those.
You know that
For
would
a party
actually
game?
that would actually prevent people from like drinking too much because think about it, you get pretty fucking buzzed and you can't get the fucking straw in the hole. That's when you know you had enough.
You're too drunk. Yeah, yeah, that's the test. Yeah, exactly. If you can't get the straw in the right hole.
And by that point, it's already got like a fucking Neuralink chip saying like you can't get the straw in the hole. So like we're calling an Uber for you and you're going the fuck home.
Yeah, yeah, get out of here. You're too home. Go drunk. And so you got these other things. There's this TikToker, Two Turnt Tony, who's like hilarious and wild and does all this crazy shit to torture his family. But anyway, he came out with this like hard like tea that he has, this hard iced tea. So I bought a 12-pack of that at my local liquor store because like there's only select stores that carry them. And it's perfect for me living near a university. Of course, they're gonna have wild shit off the internet. So like, I go to the liquor store and they have a display with his cutout too, a cardboard cutout and everything, which is kind of nuts to see. I'm like, oh my god, dude.
Isn't
I think Kim Kardashian has a drink out now too. It's kind of weird.
Isn't Two Turd Tony the same motherfucker that has an OnlyFans and a pet duck?
Yes, that's the same guy. And
That's
he
the
like
same fucking guy.
the video I discovered him on was when he was like screw driving fucking what do they call it, the taxidermy, like the fucking heads of like animals that are hunted.
Oh,
What do you call it?
I feel like there's a term for that, and I'll probably add
There's
that
a
in
word
post.
for it. There's a word for it.
Yeah.
It's not just taxidermy. It's like
I know, like the term they refer to is like taking the head and mounting it on a wall. So like I don't know.
yeah.
if
So it's
that's-
literally that. So it's literally that. He took like a dozen of those or like a handful and just screwed them all around the room and shit of his parents' bedroom. And they come in and they're all freaking out. They're like, "What the fuck, Tony?" Like. He's he's wild. He's just up the ante. His dad is nuts, dude. I respect the dad. He's like having a blast, dude.
Yeah, didn't he
Sick.
fucking like paint himself blue and have like a shitty loincloth and just like run around as like one of the like characters from
Avatar
Avatar?
motherfuckers, one of the Na'vi. Yeah, he's just and he had the braided black hair wig and stuff. Oh god, dude.
He almost got fucking arrested because he was like gonna get caught for indecent exposure.
Having his nets hang out.
Yeah, fucking guy. Wow. Dudes,
Love
actually.
that.
Fucking dudes, man.
These dudes are we stand. That's mad respect. It's
Well,
kind of
the
crazy.
sweetest fucking thing that Tony ever did was like he bought like this I guess like an extra addition to the house or something, and he has this like homeless friend that he has like in his videos and whatnot, and he decided one day he's like, well, I'm not using the fucking space, I'll just give it to him, this is his place.
Yeah, he housed some homeless dude that he used to film.
Yeah, and like the
Which,
dude was
that's
like
cool.
crying like, oh my god, this is the nicest thing you ever done, man, like this is so cool.
Yeah, I mean, just like the amount of he does give back. It's like the stuff he gives like his family. I remember like the one that got me was like I think he did something for his mom, and then he did like something for his dad though. He said like, hey, you can retire now and just make videos full time. And like his dad was like, holy shit, man, like that's crazy. Like he paid off their house or whatever. It's like, oh my god, dude, that's sick. That's like it's really cool when like you do that, and especially because he spent so much time fucking with them and making their lives a little bit miserable. It's like I figure it's like kind of like it's good karma, you know what I mean? Like
I think the
that
most
balances out.
miserable he ever did was like probably pretend to be Jeffrey Dahmer for like a few weeks, and so he had like rotting.
Well, he got
meat.
kicked out. He got kicked out of the house for that. Like he
Yeah.
was like from hotel to hotel for that, and like it is the epitome of fucking around and finding out.
Yeah,
But
it's like
also,
that graph
it's just
says.
fun.
The more you fuck around, the more you find out.
The more you're gonna find out,
Yeah.
I love the way he says it. He's just in the video. He's like, the more you're gonna fuck around, the the more you're gonna find out. It's like the delivery is perfect.
Yeah, it's the same thing with the hot crazy matrix, you know?
That's a very good video.
Yeah.
It's a little sexist. It doesn't age well, admittedly, but it is very funny.
Yeah, that is true, especially with like, the Barbie film that came out, like it had a much more understanding of like, the patriarchy and like the division between the two.
Yeah, I will say I think that the hot crazy Matrix does a good one with the hot rich Matrix on the fucking on the opposite end of like man. I think that's a good. It's a bit more of a balance. Um,
Yeah, but I would argue though that like, that applies to both genders, honestly. Like if somebody was like massively rich, fuck yeah, I'd be sucking his fucking cock. If it means like, not having to work or like, get health insurance.
Even if he was like fuck ugly, yeah.
Mm-hmm. If he looked
That's okay.
like Dave Mustaine now, like I wouldn't mind if he has like money in the bank. You know what I mean?
No, for real, dude. Absolutely. Yeah, sugar daddies, sugar mamas are good.
Yeah. Sorry to Dave Mustaine out there, but like, some people have it, some people don't. I'm sorry, bro.
He can shred on the guitar. His face looks shredded.
Yeah.
So I'm good.
Same goes for Robert Smith. The man looks like shit these days, but man, can he still fucking belt out some serious tunes.
I think a lot of the rock. Well, actually, no. The who's the lead singer of Metallica again? It's
James
James
Hetfield.
Hetfield. Yeah.
Well,
He looks really good these days.
that's a
So it
combination of
does.
the fact that he, did drink a lot back in the day and realized, oh shit, I have an alcohol problem, so I gotta quit. And then he did and just had a much
Sober
better
and like
life.
got it blow up. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Sometimes that stuff happens. Like I got a drummer buddy of mine, really cool guy. But apparently he like drank a bunch. Like one summer, he got like blackout drunk every night, like
Jesus.
killing like a single bottle of liquor, like every night, and like and he went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, you could either like lose 50 pounds or never drink again, um, or else he was gonna like probably like fucking croak or something,
Yeah.
because that's just a lot of drinking. I mean, like it is definitely as much as we talk about it on this pod, and as much as it's culturally acceptable, it is mild poison. I
Yeah.
always feel like I have to nip this because, like, I try to monitor myself, right? I think we could all, as a society, stand to drink less, but but man, is it sure fun. Totally get what
Yeah.
you feel.
No, it's okay to get fucked up every now and then, but like, if it's like in your schedule, you're not gonna have much like going on the rest of the day after, or
She
even
can
if you
like
do, you bounce back pretty well. But like, just don't do it too many times in a row. If you're doing it every day, it certainly fucking catches up with you. I know it does with me. That's why I get
no,
fucked up every
absolutely.
now and then.
Yeah, it's like it's every once like I get like fucked up like probably like maybe at best once a month.
Yeah,
No, totally. So I get fucked up every once a month. And like it's really you just monitor every week about like how much you're intaking, and like when you're having nights where you go out drinking, it doesn't or not every night has to be like a crazy night. You can just go out and maybe have a drink or like two drinks or like whatever it may be. Um, but if you're finding you're doing a lot each night, it's kind of like excessive, and especially if you're like drinking alone, it can be like a lot. That's really important to monitor. Um, and then just kind of how much you're intaking, because like there's only so much the body can take for so long, right? So it's like it's all about balance and stuff. Um, but it is hard too, because like I'm very much an enthusiast in terms of like I like trying different drinks. So like I'll probably like have maybe you know 3 or 4 beers just because I wanted to try them, and then like that's my night or whatever. Or like if I go out on like a night of drinking, I'll pregame with a few shots, and then I'll go out drinking. But that's only on like hard nights, and so like it is kind of this. I think my point I was making was like it's hard to toe the line between like enthusiast to it's a problem. But I think
yeah.
that it's not impacting any area of my life. I'm moderating it pretty well. No one else sees particularly a great issue with that, so I'm pretty happy with where I'm at with my habits.
Yeah, I think same, honestly, especially with our tequila mezcal journey and like just buying all these like different booze and trying them.
Well, yeah, that's another thing is like
Yeah,
you guys like me. It's like you're buying new stuff and you're taking like a couple tastings of it or stuff, and like then you're going through it, so you can buy more and stock up on more, and it's like it's kind of just this never-ending collection. Like I find that's the same thing for me. Like I've got so many liquor bottles I could go through. Like I'm like, oh yeah, I don't have to buy any new liquor, so I'll just bring this to the party and then use that,
Yeah.
or maybe, and like spread it among people. Um, but it's really hard. And then like I'll have like new beers and stuff in my fridge and new things that are just full in there. It's like it's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know that feel 100%. Yeah, especially since like, we have neighbors who come around every once in a while and they have like different, tastes and preferences when it comes to stuff.
Yeah, totally.
Like we haven't accumulated enough like whiskey to kind of really expand in that genre. Like it's mostly tequila, mezcal, bit of gin, a very, very little amount of vodka. I think we only have like a bottle of Tito's left. That's it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I'm really the only one that actually can appreciate vodka, apparently, for some reason.
Well, vodka's my favorite liquor. I like using it for White Russians, for like vodka Red Bulls. Vodka crayons are really good. It's a little bit of a girly drink, I think, typically, but like I don't give a shit. I love sweet cocktails. Like
Dude.
fuck anybody who's like don't have a sweet cocktail. I had this one cocktail, dude. I was at this barcade like last Thursday,
Yeah.
and it was this thing called the Swamp Thing. It had like pineapple and like lime and like rum. I think it was super cool. And it came in this little tiki glass, dude. Oh, sweet.
I fucking love that.
I need to get me some tiki glasses. That'd be sick.
Yeah. No, fuck anyone who says, like, oh, girly drinks are gay. It's like, so? Like, have you ever heard of, like, a story where someone hasn't gotten, like, insanely fucked up on girly drinks? Let's be real here.
Like Brad, I want to enjoy my drink that doesn't just taste like red water or fucking gasoline. Can I just enjoy my drink?
Yeah, can I enjoy something that tastes like Fruity Paradise as I've had, like, 6 of them and I'm dancing on the fucking pool table? It's like, yeah, bitch, I'm the fucking best.
You get out, dude. You have like 4 vodka crayons. You get out on the floor. You're the dancing queen at that point, bro. Like,
100%. But you're definitely not 17. You're definitely fuckable.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, 17-year-olds are fuckable to some, but those are what we call pedophiles. So.
Okay, good that you stopped it there. I might have had to retract that statement in post.
I had to clarify. It's
Yeah, you took your time getting there, but holy fuck.
That's you were like watching their sweat. He's like, you're like diffusing a bomb. You're like, do I need to pull the wire?
Like, do I cut the red or the blue? What the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, no, for real.
This motherfucker better have a follow up after 17.
I could see like if I ended at any part of that before that, it could have ended poorly.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah,
so,
no, that's aside from that, okay.
The 9 to 5 boys do not stand fucking 17-year-olds. All right, we're gonna put that out there, or anything below that.
Like anyone who's been to Epstein Island, fuck you, you sick piece of shit.
Those documentaries are hard to watch, dude. I watched the one on Ghislaine, dude. Ghislaine?
Ghislaine, I don't know. Like, given the context of the situation, I feel like Ghislaine is appropriate, but,
That's what they call a street on the island. So,
I don't know why. The street is painted white every day. I don't know why.
Ah, shit, it's all those foot massages. So, it was actually really fucked up to watch, dude, because some of the victims, recount their shit. You're just like, whoa. It's really heavy, man. It's a whole power thing. And it's a weird thing too. It's it's very much that weird elite thing, but it's also it's this level of conformity that's really prevalent. It's everyone kind of knew something was up, but no one did anything because Ghislaine and Jeffrey are rich, powerful people. Ghislaine comes from a long line of these rich motherfuckers, and her dad was a huge sexist, and that kind of played into it.
Yeah.
And giving off some weird "I'll fuck my daughter" vibes, but
well, I kind of feel like it's a combination of rich and powerful people as well as the innocent bystander syndrome, which
totally, the bystander effect,
which for viewers, if you don't know, this is a term that came from an unfortunate murder of one Katie Genovese in New York in the 50s or 60s.
I think it was the 60s, yeah.
Yeah, but basically it was an active murder that happened. About 38 people saw it go down, but none of them wanted to come forward and say anything about it. or even like do anything about it, because like when no one else stands up, like you kind of just blend into the background with everyone else as like a mob mentality kind of like thing.
Well,
So
yeah, it's this idea of conformity, right? So it's like this. There was a lot of research in psychology in the 60s and 70s were kind of like it was all the questions were posited by like World War II and like Nazi Germany, and like how could people radicalize this much to like do something this horrible like the Holocaust and shit like that, right?
yeah,
And so like a lot of the psychology research was around these ideas of like people conforming to the crowds because they don't want to be the odd man out. So it's like these there's this one experiment, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a line test where like these subjects there's one subject and there's five surrogates who play subjects but are actually part of the experiment. They're in on it. So like they start answering correctly about like it's a multiple choice thing about like which one's the longest line, and like it shows all these lines and you have to pick like ABC whatever the fuck, right?
yeah,
And so they start picking the right ones, but then eventually after a few questions they start picking the wrong ones. All the surrogates do. So then the subject will find that they'll most often blend in with the crowd and say, "Oh, it's the wrong answer," even though they know it's not. But they're just going with the crowd because it's like that's what everyone else is doing. Um, and
interesting.
it's this very much that's a symptom of the bystander effect. Is like people are like, well, especially when something like tragic and like intense happens. It's like it's that forego of responsibility. Like, oh, someone will get it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really glad that like I've been able to try to combat that in my in my life. Not as often as I'd want to, but like when accidents happen, like me and my girl, there's been a couple things going on, and me and my girl have always tried to address them together. I think it's helpful that we're both like encouraging each other, like, oh, we should do something about it. We should do something about it. I think that's really helpful. I think it'd be a little harder if you're on your own to make that determination, or if you're in a crowd of other people and you're just waiting, like, oh, well, somebody else will call. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah, it's crazy. What brought us onto this topic? What were we talking about again?
We were talking about Epstein, so
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so
yeah.
it's this. So it is this power, right? This excuse me.
You're good, man. You're good.
This influence, right? So it's this wealth and influence that they have that like they can do certain things, they can make certain waves and stuff that like people don't want to say anything because they're worried about that. But then they're also like no one else is gonna speak up, so you don't speak up as well. So it's like it's a combination of the two.
Yeah.
It's this fear of the wealthy and powerful, and it's also this fear to stand up to the rest of the crowd or to even stand up to them. So
Yeah.
it's a really the Ghislaine documentary is really really hard to watch, but I think it's really useful, and I think it's good. I think she was recently like sentenced to like I don't know what was it like 30, 40 years or something like that. 40 years I think.
That's great. She'll probably serve like a week of that before she, game ends herself, you know?
Yeah, just like Epstein.
Yeah, exactly. Just like Epstein, totally their own hand, no other forces involved, no. Do not pay attention to the security cameras that just went off conveniently just before it
Or they fell
happened.
asleep.
Or the guards falling asleep, exactly.
Yeah.
God. Fucking you can call us conspiracy theorists, but you know that shit is bullshit. Like there's no fucking way Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. There's no fucking way.
It's kind of nuts. It's kind of
Yeah.
nuts. It's sussy.
Yeah.
Uh,
And also, while we're in that same vein, fucking, the JFK assassination, the fucking driver did it. You look at the fucking video again, you tell me the driver did not do it.
he might have, dude. He might have done it. You know.
No, it makes perfect sense. Like, the fucking driver turns around, extends his hand, and then, fucking JFK's head gets blown the back, out of, which that wouldn't make any sense if a bullet was coming from the other direction. When a bullet enters flesh, period, it creates a small hole at the opening, and it blows out everything at the exit wound.
Yep.
There's no way that would have happened if he got shot from the back of the head going out the front. It only makes more sense if he got shot from the front of the head going out the back of the head.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
I wonder what it must have been like to be Jackie Kennedy and to sit there and watch that shit go down. It'd be crazy.
I hate to be, anyone in that car going to the fucking car wash after all that.
It's like the scene in Pulp Fiction, dude, with Marvin.
Yeah. Oh, God. Oh, God. That was one of the most surprising scenes in that movie, but one of the funniest fucking moments, despite the context of the humor.
Yeah, it was. That's a phenomenal movie.
Also,
They're making a JFK series. Like they're calling it like the next Crown or something. Yeah.
are you fuck? Okay, well now I'm curious who the fuck plays JFK because you got to get someone who looks exactly like that motherfucker.
Yeah, no, for real, and like sounds like the motherfucker too.
Yeah. No, they got lucky with Clive Owen. I was not expecting Clive Owen to play Bill Clinton in that fucking American Crime Story series about the Monica Lewinsky scandal, but I was like, really, Clive Owen? And then I see the trailer, I'm like, holy shit, he can pull this off. What the actual fuck?
I haven't seen that series. I want to see the OJ one. The
Oh
one
my
that was
God.
on FX.
You haven't seen the fucking OJ?
I have not seen the OJ series.
It is fucking phenomenal. Cuba Gooding Jr. is fantastic in that series. Fucking David Schwimmer as Kim
David
Kardashian's
Schwimmer's
father. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. He plays Rob Kardashian.
Oh shit, that's crazy, dude.
He's fucking phenomenal. John Travolta, whatever. Sarah fucking Paulson. She was fucking great. What is it? Am I thinking Courtney B. Vance or am I thinking of another black guy? I'm so sorry. I'm gonna edit this in post.
I don't know. I haven't seen the show.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the show.
No, it's fucking fantastic. It is so fucking good. It's been a while since I've seen it. I almost kind of want to rewatch it, and I could probably convince the folks to do it because they lived through the fucking trial. They know everything in and out about around it. So them seeing
Well,
it
was a huge thing.
Yeah,
when it happened, right? I mean, I was too young. We were too young to remember it.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy that like we were around when all this shit was going on, but we don't consciously remember it. Like I was talking to like it's the real separation is like 9/11, right? So like
Yeah.
I was for 2 days. I was 4 years old when 9/11 happened, and so it was kind of nuts. Like talking to like one of my friends. I don't know what he was. Let's say like X. So I was talking to this guy, and he was like, he remembered that shit. So he's like, oh yeah, I remember like I was on like 9/11. And I was like, I fucking don't. I was probably in preschool, I think, at that point, but I don't remember that shit. It must have been just like nuts, dude.
Yeah, no, I was fucking 5 or 6 years old when that happened. So like
I think you were 5 at that point. Yeah.
Yeah, I only remember getting out of school, looking up at the tree just outside the school at like the perfect blue sky, and that was it. That's the only memory I have of that day, I think, other than the overwhelming kind of like heavy feeling amongst like all the grown-ups, but I had no idea what the fuck was going on because I'm fucking 5. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, and they can't explain to you like, oh, there's like these people who like attacked the World Trade Center using a plane, which had been unheard of at that point. They used
like
planes as missiles.
How do you explain terrorism to a 5-year-old?
Yeah, especially like Reagan funded. Pretty much Reagan's like the reason we have all this bullshit.
I fucking love how we can point all the way back to fucking Reagan and probably Ollie North somewhere along the way. Like,
Well, like a lot of America's problems are like a result of Ronald Reagan.
Well, it's a combination of like our unwillingness to just leave things the fuck alone and not butt ourselves in anyone else's business when
Any
we have
global
no right
conflict, yeah.
Yeah, we did the same shit with Vietnam. We did the same shit with the Iran, Contra thing. Like fucking,
we destabilized. Vietnam was like doing well before we intervened.
Like
it was doing well, certainly doing better.
Fucking, they would have handled it. A bunch of fucking rice farmers kicked our ass. Like, they definitely would have kicked the fucking Soviets' ass. Like, come on.
Well, no, I mean, like, so the Soviet part of it was actually doing, like, well. I think that's what? North Vietnam?
Oh, okay. And they were probably scared of, like, oh, if they're doing so well under Soviet, Union, what does that say for the rest of us? Hmm?
Yeah, exactly.
So, of course, they were fucking terrified and decided to fucking butt, in on everyone else's business.
Headed, yeah.
Yeah, and then just our need to spread freedom and democracy, which that's bullshit. It's obviously like a need for like oil and just money, period. So
Americanism, baby, let's go.
Yeah, exactly. That's why whenever I use baby oil on my future son or daughter, I know they're going to be very well protected. They're going to be constantly guarded by fucking American soldiers because they got that oil.
They got that oil, yeah. I mean, yeah, it was so funny because, like, George Bush put his thoughts recently on, like, the whole Israel-Palestine thing, which, again, is a very complex issue, but, like...
Yeah.
it's all not great. But then like he puts his 2 thoughts on it. It's like, well, you probably shouldn't be talking about conflict, Mister. I started a 20-year war and haven't solved it.
And
So
let some fucking senile old crockpot fucking end it recently. Like,
yeah.
also, if we're talking about like people who should not fucking put their own opinion on on an ongoing conflict, period. Fucking Russia, out of all people, had to go out and say, hey, maybe like Palestine, Israel, cool your jets, man. You don't need to have like all this unnecessary violence for no fucking reason.
Sir, Ukraine. What are you doing? What are you talking?
Like, what the fuck are you motherfuckers doing in Ukraine? Like, shut the fuck up. Fuck right off. Like, damn.
Yeah, it's all kind of just like bad. I mean, like
Fucking-
today.
It would
Today, I
take
guess
3
they found
weeks my
hospital.
fucking ass. Like, this shit is like, what, on like the 8th month period? Like, what are we at right now with Ukraine?
Actually, yeah, it's taken a long time, which is also
Yeah.
it's good. It's like Ukraine's fighting back, and like
Yeah.
props to them. But also, it's like it is fucked up because it makes things hard. So it's like Jesus.
Yeah, and it's certainly not making Putin look good. Like, he's just looking like a fucking fool in front of everyone. And, like, everyone knows it, but they can't say anything because he probably will put, radioactive substances in their fucking coffee when their backs are turned.
Exactly, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking asshole. Like, Jesus.
Yeah, it's the world's not doing so hot right now, and I'm a little concerned. But we'll
Yeah.
see where it goes, man.
It is how it is. But in the entertainment industry, I need to go see a fucking horror film called When Evil Lurks because I hear it is one of the best, most unconventional, disturbing horror films made in 2023.
Yeah, I need to. There's another one that I need to check out. It's called It Lives Inside. It's based off some Indian like folklore, which like sounds sick. I'm like super excited for that.
Nice.
So what's this movie about?
So this movie is about a farmer. He abandoned his family at one point, and then I guess he's like trying to make amends and whatnot. But as he's doing so, him and his brother are requested to help deal with a possessed man by a demon who is about to give birth to the Antichrist, basically.
Oh wow, okay, cool.
And it's an Argentinian film, so like it already has like great merit because like I don't know what it is, but like foreigners just doing horror films, period. Like, French doing zombie films, the Koreans and the Japanese doing like supernatural horror films. Like they are the fucking kings of that shit. Apparently, I don't know what it is, but they're really good.
There's a lot of untapped horror stuff outside of the U.S. Man. It's really cool.
Yeah.
There's a lot of creatives out in the world, man. And like there's different techniques they use and stuff, and different themes they use, and different folklore. It's like it's all really. It's very expansive, so I love seeing that sort of shit too. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Like fucking Train to Busan is like one of my favorite Korean zombie films. The Wailing is one of the best Korean supernatural films like ever made. There's one I heard of recently from Japan, way back in like 1997, I think, called Cure, which I hear is one of the best like slow burn, kind of mesmerizing like horror films ever made. Before sudden boom of like Japanese horror films making their way over to the States, like The Ring, The Grudge, fucking Pulse. Also, weirdly enough, directed by the same guy who did Cure. So.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, so I gotta check that out. But I heard a lot of good things about the movie When Evil Lurks because it is equal parts shocking, gross, truly unconventional as far as like direction and where it's going. Having an anti-hero kind of type who does not get any relief in his journey. It's just he's trying to do the right thing, but then he just ends up in a much more worse situation than possible. It's just shit keeps happening to him.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, that's hard.
So I'm curious to see how that plays out. Like that sounds amazing to me. Yeah, When Evil Lurks, I'm fucking checking that out. And if anyone
When Evil Lurks
has any time, before that movie gets out of theaters, because it's not having like enough like generation.
Box office?
Yeah, like not enough like generation in terms of like people knowing about it and whatnot. Go out and fucking see it.
Totally.
Just support, great artists in what they do. Come on.
Precisely, yes. Support small time indie films. Killers of the Flower Moon comes out next week, dude.
Dude, I know it's definitely not independent because it's fucking Martin Scorsese, but I have total faith in the man for doing such an out of pocket, completely unlike his other genre type films. Like, I want to see this movie. I really do.
I'm really excited for it. I think it's gonna be killer. I think it's gonna be just phenomenal. I think there's so little I've seen of it. Like he's not showing a lot in the trailers. He's only used that one fucking shot of Leo and that woman to spread around the news and stuff. That's been like helpful and like
Yeah.
okay, I've not seen like too much of this movie. I feel like I'm gonna go into this
Yeah.
and like be blind and like be amazed and like dude, I heard that like Oppenheimer's being released and it's got like 3+ hours of like bonus features and shit and bonus footage, which like the bonus features being longer than the film, dude, it's like that's how you know cinema is back, dude. You know what I mean? Like
Bro, fucking cinema is back, baby.
it's made a humble return in 2023, man.
Oh, man.
I'm happy with it, dude. I'm very glad. Well, it's like the pandemic like nearly killed the film industry. Like everything was
Yeah.
being released direct to video. They were like, "Fuck, we need to make money and produce content, but we can't because of a global pandemic. What the fuck are we doing?" Like
Yeah.
it's kind of nuts, man. But now I feel like it's making a comeback, dude, and I'm here for it.
It is, and I 100% stan, everything going on in cinema. It's fucking great. Uh, no, it's an exciting time to see, like, all these great, like, works coming out. And just, like, hopefully they're going to make, like, a lot of money. I certainly hope so. Like,
Yeah,
because, fuck me, I need more out there kind of films like The Nice Guys and shit like that. Something that, like, I was not expecting, but just fucking walked away loving,
exactly, dude. I feel like these
Yeah.
like wonderful like these directors who should have their creative control. They should have full range of what they want to do
Yeah.
to tell their story, man. Because they've been doing it a long time. They got the street cred. They got the clout for it.
Exactly. That's
I'd
why
love to see-
I appreciate anything that A24 puts out because everything they put out is fucking gold. Blumhouse is like a 50-50. Like it's either a flop or like a great success.
Actually, yeah, that's true. Blumhouse is a 50-50 chance. A24, the only complaint I have about A24 is their trailers all look the same, which is funny. It's a funny observation, but their movies are fantastic.
You can't have it all. So I think that's the one trade-off I'm fine with having because I'm taking kind of more after you. I'm just avoiding trailers. I just kind of go into like movies blind and like whatever the reviews say. So, but
Totally,
usually by
yeah.
trusted sources, like people who genuinely appreciate, cheesy but also great cinema at the same time, and actually know when bad cinema, you fucking avoid that at all costs.
Totally, yeah, totally.
Frankenstein's Army, it's a great premise, but it's a fucking dog shit movie, and that's it's unfortunate.
What's Frankenstein's Army?
Frankenstein's Army is a great example of what not to do with film. It's somehow worse than The Room. It is a World War II film, found footage film, by the way, somehow set in color. Bear with me here.
Okay.
And a Russian team make their way across Germany in preparation for, the like total takeover of Berlin near the end of the war and whatnot.
Yeah.
And they get a distress signal from a church saying, "Oh, we need help, we need reinforcements," and they decide to go investigate, only to find horrible half-man, half-machine hybrids of Nazis, only to discover that the grandson of Victor Frankenstein has been building an army of cyborgs. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, it would have made for a great, like, B film, like, creature feature, because all the designs for the monsters were fucking perfect. And each one unique, so you're kind of just, like, sitting there surprised, oh, what's going to pop out next, and whatnot. But, like, the fact that it's a found footage film, and it's in fucking color, like, it literally looks like it's, like, filmed in, like, maybe the 70s in terms of, like, film equipment, not the fucking 1940s.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, the connection between like the original Frankenstein book as well as like the horrors of World War II, it would have made sense like thematically because you see these soldiers suffer through the horrors of war and become like, you know, kind of numb to it to the point where they themselves are like more monster than the actual monsters they're fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would have come around full circle, but like no, it's just a dog shit film that goes fucking nowhere and just has a terrible ending. Like
Bruh.
yeah, no, it's fucked, man. It's a prime example of like what terrible cinema really is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. At least
Totally.
The Room has charm.
Yeah, at least and it has like cult status now.
Exactly.
Um,
Especially
that's
with
nuts,
Disaster
dude.
Artist before fucking James Franco came out as a total weirdo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was always kind of a weirdo, but then he did all that weird sexual assault. He had those assault allegations, and
Yeah, but he could have been like a Danny McBride weirdo where he just does weird, you know, sex
weird
things and
shit
like
in the movies. Yeah,
yeah,
and
where he
then
does
nothing in real life.
weird sex things in movies or like weird fucking statements that he just puts out there in movies, not shit that he does in real life that's bad. Like fucking Danny McBride, you know, knows where it's best. He fucking is a weird ass, but a fucking funny weird ass in every film he ever does. But he's a fucking genuine good guy in real life. That's fucking king shit, alright?
Exactly. He's a goofy little guy with a
Yeah.
vulgar mouth in the movies, and he
Yeah.
keeps it there.
He's
But
a
he's a
happily
nice little
married,
guy.
goofy little guy. He uses his own fucking car in the movie 30 minutes or less. Like, he's a fucking G.
Oh, that was his own truck. That's funny.
That was his own van, yeah.
That's great. Like that movie is like it's so funny watching the behind the scenes, like the feature stuff.
yeah.
Um, and like I know you shouldn't probably be watching that for like a movie like 30 minutes or less, but it's really interesting to hear the commentary. Like half the shit they were saying or doing was like all improv. It's like that's kind of crazy that like they went off script that much and it still worked out pretty well. I think it's a hilarious fucking movie. I think it's a gem. I think Jesse Eisenberg and like Aziz Ansari work really well together. I like Danny McBride and who's the other fucking guy?
Nick something.
Nick, not Holt. It's like Nick something.
No, definitely not Nicholas Holt. That he was in the movie Tropic Thunder with Danny McBride, so I can see the confusion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was.
Or Nick Nolte was. If we're thinking Nicholas Holt, that's the fucking dude from X-Men, but yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the guy for the menu. That's right. Nicholas Holt. Yeah.
Oh my god. I love how I fucking said X-Men before the menu, because I fucking love the menu. Like, that's such a great movie.
The menu's great. I love what happens
Yeah.
to Tyler at the end. It took me a second watch to appreciate it a little bit more. The first watch, I was like, it was a mix of like themes. I was like, first I'm scared, but then like now I'm like laughing. Like, what the fuck is going on? But I see what
Yeah.
it's trying to say and what it's trying to tell. And I think Anya Taylor-Joy is like really good in it. She's fantastic. Ray Fiennes is also good.
Yeah. I think it has something to say in like three different aspects. One, it's a cult mentality, and that's heavily reflected in the near beginning of the movie with how the other chefs or like helping staff operate on that island. They basically like sweat and prepare all the food like every night and then work all those hours and then go to bed at a certain hour and then get like maybe just under like 8 hours of sleep. I think based on the timing, it's like about 6 hours. So it's actually very much cult-like behavior with the whole sleep deprivation aspect to confirm loyalty to their leader, which is the chef in the movie played by Voldemort.
Yeah, totally.
I fucking forgot the guy's name for a hot
Ray
second.
Fiennes.
Ralph Fiennes, right?
Ray Fiennes.
Ray Fiennes, that's what it is. Ray Fiennes.
Yep.
Fucking.
He's great, man. He was. I need to rewatch In Bruges because he's really good in that one too.
He is, but fucking Colin Farrell though, he's so fucking funny in that movie. Brendan Gleeson is great too, but like fucking Colin Farrell, man, he's a fucking great actor.
Yeah, no, they're both great. I mean, like,
Yeah.
dude, the Banshees of Inisherin, dude, that was a
Yeah.
great movie.
Fucking Brendan Gleeson, like his comedy style works if you really think about it, like from a Jason Bateman perspective. It's a lot of like dry wit and just kind of saying the right thing at the right time.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, Jason Bateman is like, dude, Horrible Bosses has to be like one of my favorite fucking movies. Because he's just so the chemistry among the three of them are so good. Charlie Day is like hilarious. Jason Sudeikis is fucking rad, and then Jason
Yeah.
Bateman said this very like dry humor. I loved him in the what's the other movie with Rachel McAdams? Game Night. Game Night.
That's the one. Yes. Oh, it's so good.
That's kind of fucking Jesse Plemons playing this like
Yeah.
really
Which, to go back to
Blunt,
Killers of the Flower Moon, he's in that movie as well. So yeah.
every time I see him on screen, I'm so excited because he's like gonna give like a killer. He's got such range. Like his character in Breaking Bad was like really, really interesting and complex, and like,
Yeah.
and then he could play someone completely different. Like he's really good in The Power of the Dog, dude. Like, oh my god,
Oh, I still haven't seen that movie. I still need to.
it's really good. It's a 2 hour watch. So you got to dedicate some time, but it's a good watch.
Oh, 100%. I could probably convince the folks because I'll just say, hey, it's like gay cowboys. Come on, let's watch it. No Brokeback Mountain. It's
Pretty much, yeah.
somehow a little less gay than Brokeback Mountain.
Well, yeah, they don't. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Brokeback. Dude, the soundtrack to Brokeback Mountain. I haven't seen it, but I've heard the soundtrack. It's fucking gay. I hate to say it's fucking gay, dude. It's
What are we back in like 2012? What the fuck is this? But anyways, so back to the menu. So it covers like 3 different like great themes. It has like the whole cult mentality with the staff and everything, and the little tidbits there, as well as like the kind of transition from that to like the food industry as a whole, like, you know, Michelin star restaurants and whatnot, and food critics. There is a whole like cult-esque like elitism right there that it really explores so well. And the ending of the movie too, with Anya Taylor-Joy's character, you know, doing her thing. I should probably like tag this beforehand, but yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, you do that in post.
Yeah, I'll do that in post. But if you haven't seen the fucking menu, like, what the fuck are you doing with your life?
It's like it came out like almost a year ago.
Yeah, and it's like under the 2 hour mark. Like, it's a fucking good movie. Come on, go watch it.
If you're not gonna watch it now, who cares?
Yeah. Anyways, Anya Taylor-Joy in the movie is an escort, so it could be the fact that like she gets off the island by like appealing to what the chef truly wants in his heart because she's so good at her fucking job. It doesn't have to necessarily be sex. It can be companionship that they look for in what the client desires and exploit that, you know.
Totally.
Or it could also be the fact that she herself is an exception, and there is no exceptions at this restaurant.
Yeah.
There was supposed to be another guest, but she filled in their spot at the last second, so he didn't have anything prepared to actually like exploit or analyze her like he did all the other guests at the restaurant. So totally. She, in turn, is an exception.
That's actually crazy. I didn't think about that very much.
Or, last but not least, she could have actually genuinely appealed to him and his desires, like, without like using any of that escort, you know,
Jedi mind trick bullshit.
Yeah, business strategy, whatever you want to call it. Like, genuinely is like, oh, you know, maybe this will make him actually feel better and like have a little heart, you know, asking for a cheeseburger, something that like he actually had passion cooking, something so simplistic, yet it's genuinely, you know, a loving comfort food item. Like, it's something you can actually appreciate as food, not this hoity-toity, deconstructed fucking tuna salad bullshit. Like, you know, yeah, it's not artistic fuckery. Like, it's just genuinely good food made really well.
Like a really good cheeseburger. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. No, it's a great fucking movie.
Fantastic. But I believe it's been our shift then. I think it's time to clock out here.
I think so.
This has been the 9 to 5 boys. We talked about alcohol and alcoholism a little bit. Talked about movies and media. That's usually how it goes.
Yeah.
Y'all have a good day, a good night, a good morning, whatever, and whenever you're doing something. Just thanks for listening to us, and we will catch you at the next shift.
Yep. 9 to 5 boys out. Ka-chink.